Hello, people of YouTube. So yeah, welcome back. And yeah, we've got a few pickups for you today. Second round of doing this. First time I actually did it after being up for like 20 hours and I was absolutely falling asleep. And then when I look back at the footage anyway, I think I had like cut off my head to about here. So I'm hoping this is a bit better. I'll push the sofa further back a bit and hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to do a bit of a better job this time. As you can see, we're in the game room again because the temperature is just a lot better at the moment because this great British summer is just throwing out all the different weather types. So yeah, sorry for the Michael Fish impression. So yeah, I have been doing a few pickups, but I've just not done them on my channel actually. The last one I actually did on Big Game Owls. So if you don't follow Big Game Owl, go over. I'll put a link down there below. I've talked about him pretty much every time I do a bloody video these days. But yeah, if you haven't followed him or if you've not seen the video that I was in with him, I think we did about 10, 12 pickups each. Yeah, I'll put the link on for the video below. So yeah, some good stuff in there from both of us really. So yeah, what have I got today? Well, I'm going to start off with a bit of good news really. Because what I probably haven't mentioned because I had a bit of the bad news with Cammy dying during that exact same time. One of my cats disappeared. I have mentioned it to a few people, but I didn't really want to talk about it too much because there was just so many things going on at that time and it was completely going wrong. So yeah, that was like 3 months ago, and finally, after all this searching, I've had people. I've joined a local Facebook group for missing cats, and yeah, everyone was like pointing towards like sort of a direction. People were saying, I'm sure this is him. And then I was going over there and not seeing him. But I think like last week I actually went over there and I found him. So after 3 months missing in the wild, I think it was three months and a week he was actually missing. I actually found him and he was a bit disheveled. He had a few knots on him and stuff like that, but altogether not too bad. The worst thing is he's got a chipped tooth and he's got a crack where he's actually knocked one of his fangs out, which could lead to problems, which is a bit of a sad news. But he's back, and yeah, that's brilliant. I'm surprised he's not here because usually when you start talking about him he just appears, but he's really found, since I put everything downstairs where I've been playing video games down there, Fidget hasn't been here. So he's been absolutely loving that little swivel chair that I've been sitting on. That's his like new favourite place. So because of that, I'm going to say cheers. So thanks everyone. Well, thanks to Fidget for coming back in my life again. So thanks, mate. And yeah, right. So enough of the soppy bloody life story shit. You've come here to see the games, haven't you? So yeah, I've got a mixture of PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn stuff. Obviously, the Sega Saturn stuff is Japanese, but there's a lot of PAL PlayStation 1 stuff in here. And yeah, I'm going to start off with some bad news. Well, not bad news, bit of moaning. I mean, we're British, aren't we? We love our moaning. And yeah, a lot of this stuff has taken me forever to get here. Some of the stuff, well, the Japanese stuff's taken over 2 months. And some of the PAL stuff has taken about 6 weeks to come. So yeah, because of that, I'm actually not going to be buying anything off eBay for a bit. Although I have broke that rule a couple of times, but nothing major. What I'm thinking, I know I can get my money back if I buy things off eBay, but is it fair for the seller if something goes missing? And I know it's the postal service to be at fault. And I think it's more local towards me because I've been doing a lot of selling as well. I've been selling some stuff because I've been buying and selling as well, behind the scenes to help fund this collection. Yeah, a lot more stuff comes in than what I put on the camera sometimes, which yeah, I've got a bit of a problem. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, but because of that, yeah, I've been selling stuff and I've been getting like good reports within a week. So I know it's not so much the postal service. It's just like little areas that seem to be worse than others. And I think my area is quite a bad one because I do know someone else that lives quite local who seems to be having a bit of a problem. In fact, when I went into the post room, I had a card put through the door and I waited 45 minutes in a queue to go to the post service to say, oh, we've not got this. And I was like, what? So yeah, that was like an hour of my life just I couldn't get back. But anyway, yeah, enough moaning. We've got some games, so let's cheer ourselves, well, cheer me up by talking about some games. And we're going to start off with a nice, easy, cheapish one. Well, it is cheap. I think this cost me £5, but it's a bit of a budget title in itself. It's Assault. And yeah, so this is sort of like a 3D Contra. What I've heard about this game is it's basically the 3D Contra that we got on the PlayStation 1, how that game should have been, but with a lower budget. So yeah, it looks quite a lot of fun. So it's sort of like an isometric. I think it's a dual stick shooter because it says it's analog control compatible. So yeah, it's 1 to 2 player as well. I think the Contra on the PlayStation 1 is only a 1 player. And yeah, pulse pumping sci-fi shoot 'em up. So absolutely love to get it. Love this in my collection. Will I play it? I will do eventually. I've got about 200 others to play first, though, haven't I? And yeah, next is a bundle that I think this took about just over a month to come, and I was a bit worried it wasn't going to come. But yeah, of course everything came at once, didn't it? Like I think over 2 deliveries. So they've obviously been stacking them up, even though I think I went into the post office once to complain. But anyway, okay, enough moaning. Sorry, I've had a hard time because postal service has really got me down. So yeah, I've got a bundle of 4 games. I've got 1 game that I'm going to be giving to Retro Kit. In fact, second shout out of the video, Retro Kit. If you don't know him, I can't remember how many subs he's got. I think it's around 100. I can't really remember. But he definitely needs more. I know he doesn't get enough comments because he's got a flipping amazing collection. I think he says he's got about 3,000 games or something. So far he's going through like a big 360 like buy. So he's buying loads of like great 360 games. His PlayStation 1 collection's immense. His Mega Drive collection's immense. And yeah, he's been doing a lot of collection videos recently, and yeah, I've been enjoying them. And he's been doing, in fact, I think I did mention him not too long ago, where he's been doing the post win or fail. So he's been getting something through the post, and is it what the eBay seller has described really? But he's been getting a lot of wins recently, so that's good. So yeah, go over again. I'll put a link down below. And yeah, carry on to the next one. So yeah, a bundle. Yeah, so why did I mention him? So in this bundle of 4 games, one of them games I'm going to be sending off to him because I asked him if he needed it, and I'm going to go see him this weekend as well, so that's going to be good. But yeah, the games I've got. So the first one, not a biggie or anything. Command & Conquer Red Alert. Really wouldn't mind the proper version of this. It's a bit of a shame that it's in the classics box, but I bought them for the 2 games, 2 out of 4 really. So yeah, it's good to have. The SLES on this is 949-10949. So I don't know, you guys who likes these codes and stuff, does that mean that the original version of this was 949 and the fact it's been turned into a classics version is the reason why it's got a second number? Maybe. Yeah, so Mark as well, I forgot, didn't I? The SLES on this one is 1244. So 01244. I forgot about that. So yeah, sorry about that, Mark. I know you like your numbers. So yeah, this is what I've got it for. And yeah, I never really knew about this game. It's one that I saw, I think, at a market once, and I was like, wow, is this really a game? And then I saw a few videos and I was like, it's terrible, but I really want it. And that game in question is Rock and Roll Racing 2. Absolutely love the Super Nintendo version of this. What a belter that was. Yeah, not as good. This is set in 3D, so it's like, it's a typical racer, PlayStation racer basically, sort of like in between like a kart racer and a truck racer. I don't know, but yeah, pretty cool looking game. Really wanted it, but it's always sold for around 20 quid that I've seen it. I've seen it go for more as well. but I got this whole bundle for 26 quid posted. So yeah, really pleased with that. It is fully complete, and it's come from Select Games in Hinckley. So I don't know if anyone's ever been there before. Don't know, but yeah, really good condition. The code for this one is number 56, Mark. This is a must buy. You need to get this. And I know someone who's selling it. One of your mates as well is selling it. If you've not bought it already, you've probably bought it, to be honest. Especially in low number like that. But the pick of the bunch for me was this game, and it was a bit of a shame when this came. I dropped these as well earlier, so I think I broke the case. It doesn't seem to be okay, but yeah, really heavy game this one, and that game is Return Fire. So this is a sequel to an Amiga game. Can I reach it? So it's a sequel to Firepower. Absolutely loved this as a kid. It's basically a tank battle, capture the flag style game, where you have to go into each other's bases and like get the flag and come back home. Awesome two-player game. I've never played this version, so I really want to play it. I think I saw it, and I might have played it as a demo. I think I did back in the day, and I think I just preferred this one because it's just I've played it so much. But yeah, really looking forward to playing this. If anyone comes over, we need to have a battle on this. See what it's like. See if I can hold my own on it. But yeah, the problem with this one is it was never mentioned. It was all advertised as very good, which obviously is not always going to be very good. Sometimes people don't change them, which I do understand. But when it came, it had no front cover, which that's a deal breaker for me. They showed it like that. You can't really tell with this one because the manual's so big. It did look like the cover was on it. It was a shot of 4 games as well, so it wasn't like it was close in or anything. And then when they took a picture of the inside to show that it had a manual, they had it like that. So I just assumed it was fully complete. So when it came, I buzzed them over a message, and I was like, look, it's not complete, but there is a front cover on eBay at the moment. Can I get a refund of £5 to get that? And they didn't understand what I was talking about first, but then they agreed and then sent me a £5. And as soon as I got my refund, like it was kind of like fate, if you would. I was actually watching the inlay, and then as soon as I got my refund, I got like £1 off. So I actually got this £4 delivered, the front cover for this. So yeah, that's really good. What's really good about this as well is I mentioned this is the second time I've done this video. And when I first did it, I didn't have this front cover. It only came today, so that's like nice to actually be able to complete it on video. So nice complete copy of Return Fire for what, 25 quid for 4 games. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. It's pretty damn good. Right, so the Japanese games, the ones that took 2 and a bit months, I think it was 2 months and a week, I think. I kept messaging the seller, and I was like, oh, just wait a bit longer. And to be honest, credit for him. Yeah, it's a bit of a shit situation all around, to be honest. But yeah, what did I get? So I'll leave that one to last because that was the best one. Yeah, again, these only cost me like 22 quid delivered from Japan. So yeah, it's not a lot of money really. So what does that work out? About 7 quid something each? Yeah, 7 something each. Yeah, first up, one that I'm really pleased to get, but I know I'll never play. It's ridiculous, really. It's just to do like a sort of subset, and that is Paro Wars. So I don't know if people know what this is. I've only really heard about it a couple of years ago, to be honest. It's a Japanese only strategy game. So think, what's it called? Advance Wars, is it? And DS Wars, you know, like this sort of like tank battle games. But obviously on the PlayStation, and it's by Konami, based on the Parodius series. So that's why it's called Paro Wars. So it's got all the guys from it. So I think you've got like the Vic Viper, the Octopus, the Penguin, the Pig, the Dancing Lady. Yeah, everything that you would expect to see in Parodius, you see in this. but as a strategy game. And yeah, as I say, I'll never be able to play it, but it's just really nice to have. So yeah, nice pretty disc. The Japanese really know how to make the discs. So yeah, really pleased with this. And it's got a case that I've never seen before because it's kind of got like notches on the edge there. None of my others have got that. So yeah, and it's another one of them ones that's not got English on the side. So I think what I've noticed about that is if you've got Japanese on both sides, tends to be a game, not always, tends to be a game that's harder to understand for an English speaker. But as I say, not always, because I've got that pinball game, what's it called? Koriki Fantastic Pinball, or Fantastic? Yeah, it's got a spelling mistake, you see. Next up, I'm pretty certain this is another strategy game of a franchise we all know and love, and that is Bomberman Wars. I did want to get this on the Sega Saturn, to be honest, but this was dirt cheap, so how could I turn it down? I did think it was like an isometric version of Bomberman when I've always seen the screenshots of it, but I was watching a video of it the other day and it looks more like a strategy game. I'm sure there'll be a video somewhere so you can see what I mean. But yeah, cool to have. I love my Bomberman games, so yeah, I don't think I'll ever get a full subset of Bomberman games. There's flipping about 100 of them, isn't there? So I'm not crossing that bridge. Right, next up, the one that I really wanted from this seller. This seems like to be about a 15-20 quid game usually. So realistically, I've got this and I've got them two games for free, and then paid a little bit more, mate. Well, not free, but maybe for about £1 each or something. So yeah, this cost me 7 quid. This is in really good condition, and it's another Konami game, and it's I'm trying to read it. Plus no Debuken from Groove Adventure Rave. So yeah, this is a cool, very kitsch platformer game. One that we obviously never got in the West, East, wherever we are, over in the UK. And yeah, it looks really cool. Again, not like the best of games or anything, but yeah, look at this. Look at the artwork of that. And this is what I love about the Japanese games. They've got like the clear cases as well, so you've got artwork inside them as well. So yeah, basically a little snowman penguin style creature, and yeah, it just looks like a totally quirky little platformer. And for, like I say, £7 something, I'm definitely in with that one. So really looking forward to giving this one a go. Looking forward to that. Yeah, there is so many Japanese platformers out there that just we'd never got that look really cool. Like there's a lot of like mascots as well for like different companies and stuff. So yeah, that's a proper rabbit hole to go down, to be honest. PlayStation in Japan had some right belters, to be honest. And they're all getting quite expensive. Right, next up, talking about Japan, we're going over to the Sega Saturn. A medium hit over here, I'd say, but one that I've been talking about, I think, to Craig a few times. Craig's here again about it. And it's been one that I've been wanting to get. Great condition from a UK seller, this one. And it is Daisy-mon, Daisy-mon 2. So this is a franchise of like shoot 'em up creation kits, but all of them have got a unique game that's been made with the engine on it. So yeah, it's got a cool shoot 'em up on here. Am I going to make any stages? Probably not. I've not got the patience for that. But I think the way I found out about this game is when I got my Sega Saturn and I was installing, oh God, I forgot, flipping mind's made blank. But when I was installing the software onto the cartridge so I can play copied games, there was like the update notes on it, and it was like there was something about the Daisy-mon uploader, and I was like, what's that? I didn't know what that was. So I researched into it a bit more, and I found out about this game and the fact that what you can do is you can put preloaded tracks for this game onto a disc, and then you can load it up onto the action replay cart. I think that's how it works, and then you can play them games on here. And some people have done some cracking games on here that could easily be like full price games, to be honest. they're not budget. A lot of them are like budget crappy games, but I think there's a pack somewhere that you've got about 140 games. So the value of this game alone, if you've got an action replay card, is like incredible. So really looking forward to digging in, seeing some shooters. I might even do once I get it all working and figure it all out, I might do a stream about this actually, and let's see some crappy shooters and see my crappy skills. But yeah, really glad to have got that one. So yeah, really interesting game, that one, at least to me anyway. Right, back to PAL PlayStation. So we've got 3 PAL PlayStation 1 games and 2 incredible Japanese Saturn games. So we're nearly there. Sorry about that, guys. I like to talk about this shit sometimes. So next up, right, this game always reminds me of that TV show, what is it called? Games World Live? Not Games World Live, but Games World. It was the Sega Saturn. No, it wasn't the Sega Saturn. What am I talking about? I've got Sega Saturn on the brain. It was the Sky TV's version of Games Master. And yeah, so it's called Games World. So it was not very creative a name, but it was still good. I used to love it. And yeah, one of the games that used to pop up on there all the time was Kid Clown in Crazy Chase on the Super Nintendo, where basically you run down a hill, jumping over flipping logs and everything like that. And I always used to want it, and I've still not got it yet, and I still need to get it because it's one of them nostalgic games that you really remember and you really want. But I never realised this again until I think I saw it at a market one time. But there's a sequel, and it's called The Bombing Islands. So it's not a true sequel as such, but it's got Kid Clown from Crazy Chase. So I guess he's a mascot that does different genres. I don't know if there's any other Kid Clown games. I think it's just them 2, and I don't know if he's a Japanese character, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he made it over to the UK. This is sort of like a puzzle game, a bit like if you ever played Bomboozle on the Amiga, not the Teletext version, but the Amiga version where you put bombs down and it's a bit of a puzzle game. It reminds me of a 3D version of that. So yeah, love the artwork on it. I mean, I think this again cost me about £6. All fully complete. No one's read that manual at all. I think I put more finger marks on it than it's had in its whole life. So yeah, really pleased to get that. Oh, sorry, Mark. This is SLES 3163. So yeah, it's missed your top 1000, mate. But I don't know. I think you might be interested in that one. And talking of Mark, Burntoutculture. If you don't know Mark Burntoutculture, then you're missing out, because he's got the best videos on YouTube. Just flipping make me laugh all the way through it. So I'll put a link down below. So that's number 3. Shout out number 3. Again, if it wasn't for Mark, I wouldn't be here like as I am now, because I wouldn't have told anyone I was doing YouTube, and he stumbled across me and then shouted me out to everyone. So yeah, the community is just amazing. So yeah, blame Mark for all this crap that you're having to put up with. But yeah, anyway, Mark. Why am I talking about Mark? Well, he got this game the other day, and I was so tempted to buy it. Who was it? Oh God, who was it? Someone put a link. Sorry about this, mate. Someone put a link to say, oh, you need to get this game. It is at a bargain price. And I was umming and ahhing about it because it didn't have a manual. And when I went to go buy it about 2 hours later, when I decided, do you know what? I'm never going to see it cheaper than that again. Bloody Mark snapped it up, didn't he, the bugger? So he got it for a great price. But then this one came along, and it was the same price that Mark paid for it. But me being me, I put a cheeky offer in it. It was starting bid of 45 quid, I think it was. I think that's how it was. And then I think I put a cheeky offer, as I do all the time, and they accepted it. And I put the offer of 35 quid, and I got myself Strider 2. That was a long way to say I've got Strider 2 in it. So Mike doesn't need to know this, but just in case anyone else is interested, 2867. So yeah, awesome game. This is been on the top of my want to buy list for so long. I've seen it for go for 20 quid, what, a year or two ago, quite regular, and then it's just been creeping up and creeping up to the point now it tends to sell for about 90 quid complete. And as I say, I got this for 35 quid. Fortunately, no manual, but what, that manual's worth 50 quid? No, it's not at all. So yeah, I'll be able to get a nice complete copy maybe. Am I bothered about getting a manual? Not too fussed, but sometimes them games that you really do like, you do want them complete. So 2 discs, because you got Strider 1 and 2 on here, and I've not popped this in yet, but people probably know already. There was a misprint error on these. Strider 1 has Strider 2 on it, and Strider 2 has Strider 1 on it. But I don't think it's on all of them. I think it's just the majority of them. So I think that's how it worked. But yeah, cool to have. This looks incredible. This is how a lot of games should have gone during this era. It was the best of both worlds. It had beautiful 2D sprites on 3D backgrounds. So it had the greatness of 2D, 32-bit 2D technology with the great animations and everything, with the bloody garish, bloody horrible 3D that's not aged one bit. So yeah, it would have, I think this would have done quite well, I would have thought, as a good middle ground for everyone. But yeah, really happy to get this. So yeah, I just love the artwork as well. It's very like basic, but not too basic. It's just striking, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, love this game. Love that game. Well, I'm hoping I love it. I suppose it's not very long, but sometimes you don't want a long game, do you? I want to blast it out within an hour or two. Right, so the last decent PAL game that I've got, one that I put a cheeky off. It wasn't that cheeky, to be honest. It was about the lower going rate. So this has been on CX for 90 quid for the longest time. I actually saw it at my local CX, and I've been kicking myself ever since. I think this was at like 45 or 50 quid. And I decided to get VibRibbon instead. And VibRibbon has, I think it's even gone down in price, and this has just doubled in price. So yeah, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. You just don't know. Yeah, I just thought this was a common game. It is quite common, to be honest. It's not as rare. It's just sought after, I think. So that's why the value's there. But yeah, I put an offer of 60 quid. They accepted. And then this came after flipping way too long. So yeah, it's Castlevania Chronicles. So basically, this is just a retelling, a remake of Castlevania 1. With, like I say, the great 32-bit 2D sprites. However, I don't think this is like... Oh, no, actually, no. I think this is actually a remake. A remake of that Japanese PC... What's it called? Oh, my goodness. What is it called? It's MX4000, is it? Or something? I can't remember. I'm sure... Go down below. If Craig's watched this video, he'll be able to tell us. What is it? The MX4000? I can't remember what it's called. But it's that black PC that takes the big 5-inch floppy disks. That's kind of like got a double... I know what it is. I can see it in my head, but I just can't remember what it's called. But yeah, this is a remake of that, which is a remake of the first one. So yeah, that's a bit of a convoluted way to say I've got this, isn't it? What am I talking about? Yeah, but yeah, this is all complete. Great condition. Happy days. Love my Castlevania, as people know. So really pleased to get this. That's completed my little subset of 2 Castlevania games on the PlayStation 1. Next up, right, so we're at Japanese Sega Saturn. I would say turn off if you're not really interested, but I think this first game you'd probably be quite interested in because it's quite a cool one. And again, I've got this for a stupidly cheap price. So the game in question is Bubble Symphony on the Sega Saturn. So this is a sequel to Bubble Bobble. So it's, again, the great 32-bit 2D that should have been integrated more into the PAL territories, but it was just got lost in Japan. And they ate it up and they made it what it was. But yeah, this is a cool... I've not played it yet, but it looks like a cool looking sequel to Bubble Bobble. It's like, it's just got that extra speed, graphical power and everything. It's just much neat. I'll probably annoyed a few people say, but like much needed compared to the first one. First one's great, but yeah, the black backgrounds kind of get a bit boring, where this has got nice colourful backgrounds and everything. Great music, great everything. Can't wait to play this. Now, bit of a story with this one as well. Another cheeky bid offer story. So this came up. So this tends to go no less than 100 quid. Tends to go between 120, and I've seen it 130, 140 quid in the past. And this was starting bid of 50 quid. And I put, like, honestly, I put, where they give you the best offers, I must put about 100, 150 cheeky offers in a month, not expecting to win any of them. And I put a cheeky offer 40 quid for this and instantly got accepted. And I was like, whoa, that's mental. And the guy responded like within about an hour or two saying, I've just realised I accepted your offer thinking it was a different game. However, this being eBay, I'm going to honour my transaction. It's sometimes the way life goes. And I was like, you guy, you're an amazing guy. That is awesome. But took about 3 to 4 weeks to come here, and I was like, has he just said that and then he's not sent it? Just so I can like respond back to him to say, oh, the post hasn't sent it, because he didn't put a tracking number or anything with it. So I was a bit like dubious, is it gonna come? And it came, and I was so flipping over the moon. And I've got a secondary story to this one as well. Fidget's here. Hey, Fidgy. Let's say hello to everyone. Been a while since you've been in one of these videos, isn't it? Yeah. I think he's tired. So yeah. Next up, we've got a Sega Saturn shooter. Of course we have. This time it's a proper, fully fledged shooter. And it's, it's one of the heavier hitters. Not the heaviest of heavies. But yeah, I got this again for a great price. I think it was like 70 quid. Which is a good price for a Sega Saturn shooter. And the game is Metal Black. Oh, I've played this a lot. This was one of the first games to come? I can't remember. Yeah, I played this a lot. Played it a lot. Really enjoyed it. It's not the best of games, but yeah, it's like a horizontal shooter, and it plays very much like a mix between Gradius and Darius, the two Ariuses. So yeah, I've got my Darius t-shirt on that you can see through Fidget's tail. But yeah, plays a bit like them in the fact that there's like mechanical fish and like sea creatures mixed with like spaceships as well, which you don't get in Darius. And yeah, it's got a very unique boss fighting mechanism on this. So you've got like all these pollutants that keep flying around you, and you collect them, and it powers up your laser. And then when you get to the boss, well, you can do it before you get to the boss, but it's recommended to save it to the boss. So as you play a lot of shooters, the bosses do the normal attacks and everything like that, and then sometimes they'll just do a big blast of like energy or whatever it is, big laser basically. Now this game, if you collect enough of the power-ups, pollutants, you can fight that laser back. So you shoot another laser back at that laser, and you have to keep like fighting to get all the pollutants to keep your laser up while you're doing it. So it's a bit like a bloody Star Wars game where you're doing like a laser battle, and then hopefully if it's powered up enough, it will overpower his, and then like not quite kill him, but like take most of its damage off. And yeah, it's such a cool mechanic, that so cool. But yeah, because I've been reading up about it, because I've really enjoyed this game. I have later found out this is a sort of cancelled sequel to Darius, so that is kind of why you see a lot of you feel like there's a lot of Darius to it. It's not got the change in level paths or anything like that. It's just a direct A to B kind of shooter. I think what I heard is they tried changing it up, but then I think who was it, Taito, decided it was a bit too much, and they decided to just make it its own, really. So yeah, it's also got like roots in Gun Frontier. It's sort of a sequel to Gun Frontier, or is Gun Frontier a sequel to this? Can't really remember, but I think it's just a load of rubbish. This is its own game. So why am I saying there's a secondary story for this? So yeah, these are quite expensive Sega Saturn. I mean, this is over 200 quid's worth of Saturn games. Or hang on, where is it? You could buy this for about £5 for both of these. And you've got both the games on it. So I'm pretty certain you do anyway. So I think the Bubble Bobble one might be on this one, or it could be on here, or it could be on here, I can't remember. But yeah, if you want these expensive Sega Saturn games, get this. This is the much better value. You've got Darius Gaiden on here, Gun Frontier that I was just talking about. You've got Metal Black on here. You've got G Darius, Race Storm. What other good games have you got on here? Kiki Kaiki, which is another good game. So Darius Gaiden, you've got Metal Black. What was I saying? There's another one that I really would. Oh, Elevator Action Returns, which is like about 150 quid game that nowadays. Ridiculous price. Yeah. Realistically, why am I buying these games? It's just that stupid mentality of collectors. But saying that, I'm playing them so much more on the Sega Saturn, so it's not like I'm not getting the value. I've played that a handful of times. I've played this more than a handful of times, and I will be playing the Bubble Bobble one. So yeah, that is my stuff that I've got. I went to the Car Butte this weekend as well, so I've got some more stuff coming on other pickups. I'm waiting for something from CEX. So once that comes, I'm going to just do a quick video, and then that'll come out whenever. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of stuff to show just recently. But yeah, that's my video. Sorry for waffling and going on. I've had 4 hours sleep today, so I've been waking up with this. Go over to them 3 channels: Big Game Al, who else did I say, Retro Kit, and Mark, Burntoutculture. So I'm sure you've all subbed to them anyway, and if you haven't, there you go. Great channels to watch. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye.